This trick made me go from this to this. During all my years as a music producer, I've been trying different plugins, techniques, routines, practicing different things just to get the best mixing skills. I wanted to sound like the big guys, and if I was making progressive house, I wanted to sound like Martin Garrix, The Vision, Third Party, or if I was making big group, I wanted to sound like Hardwell, Blasterjaxx. But even watching a lot of tutorials to learn new things and listening carefully a lot of different songs, paying attention to every little thing, I couldn't get that pro sound until I try this. Let's think about this. I want to sound like Martin Garrix and I want to have the same lead synth for the melody. So I look in a lot of different sound banks trying to find the same lead synth and this way use it in my song. Then I listen to a Martin Garrix song, but I'm not sure if I need more high frequencies because maybe there's a noise sample on top. Also, I'm not sure how much mid frequency strength I need because the chords and the bass line are also there. But what if I had the stems of the Martin Garrix leads? It would be way easier to compare, right? I wouldn't have all the sounds on top or behind. So this is what I decided to do. I downloaded the stems of my favorite songs and songs I wanted to sound like and use them as reference. I started comparing my leads to those leads, my bass to that pro bass stem, my chords to these other chords, learning a lot about what you need and what you don't need in every sound and getting a lot better mix. But I know what you're thinking now. Wildcrow, how can I get those stems? Well, sometimes you can get them in remix competitions, or for example, I share some of the stems of my songs with my Patreon members. But I'm going to show you an FL Studio trick to get them. If you have an updated version of FL Studio, you can go here, click and extract stems from sample. Here you can choose what you want to extract, just all of them, and click. Now you have to wait a little bit so you can prepare a coffee or check your socials. Now you have them here, and for example, let's check the bass, the synth, or the vocal.
Somewhere in a moment, a dream.
Of course it's not the best quality, but if you don't have access to the original stems, this is a good starting point. But how should you compare them? I recommend you to do it in 4 steps. The first one is just use your ears and try to get the same brightness, the same mids, the same reverb, the same width, the same strength, the same volume. For example, here I have the original stems of the leads, I just listen to them, and then I listen to my leads. For example, I think it needs a bit more brightness, so just open an EQ and boost a little bit here. Now if we check again and focus on the reverb, I think it has enough reverb, kind of similar, and just like this, go step by step and do it with the leads, with the chords, with the bass, with everything that you can compare. Second, use a magic cue like those on one and compare them to see what extra cue you need. So we click on capture and we play the reference leads. I recommend you to play them for 6 to 8 bars, and then click here and play your leads. And again, you can do this with bass, chords, vocals and everything. When you have it, I like to make it a bit smoother, increase the amount so I can see it better. And I can see that they went a bit too far with highs, so maybe just reduce this a little bit. Also, I have too much mid frequencies, around 300 Hz, so reduce around here a little bit. And then around 1500 Hz, I have to make a little dip, so something like this. Let me check before and after. Sounds a bit cleaner and a bit more balanced. Third, use the Ozone Imager or a similar plugin to check better the width in every band. Let's check, for example, the mids, play the reference leads. I like to go to this view. Of course, also use your ears. And now check our leads. We are way too wide on the mids. Now check the mid highs. This is the reference, and these are our leads. I'm also a bit too wide, and then same thing with the highs. In this case, it seems like the whole sound is way too wide, so I will make it a bit more narrow, or you can use mid-side EQ to just touch each band. And 4, try to get the same volume for each sound. For example, if you have all the stems of the reference song and the bass is at -3 and the leads are at -7, try to have the same volume. But of course, also use your ears, because every song is different, every sound is different. Sometimes something with less dBs can seem louder just because of the character of the sound, or just your personal taste. This is what I've been doing since I discovered this technique, and to be honest, it's the best one I've tested. It really changed my quality. I hope it also helps you, and see you in the next video.